Hello, my name is Deborah White, and I would like to welcome you to the Historical Society of Hammonton Museum at 333 Vine Street. We are located behind Veterans Memorial Park, which is on Bellevue Avenue. Access to the road that faces the museum is from Vine Street. There is handicap access at the side of the building for those using walkers or wheelchairs. I am an officer for the Historical Society and would like to give you a quick tour of the museum. It is, by all accounts, the most historical building in town. The building was constructed in 1887 by William Burns House, and its first location was about a quarter of a mile away on Vine and Central next to the current town hall. It was moved in 2006. The building has served as a town hall, library, one-room kindergarten, and now the Historical Society Museum. Entering the museum, our newest display, From Promise to Harvest, a journey through Hammonton's agricultural legacy, immediately greets you. The agricultural history in South Jersey cannot be overstated. From its earliest beginnings, growing berries of all varieties has been a vital industry to Hammonton. In our front case, we have on display berry pickers and a fruit stomper. In the 1900s, hired workers in the field were given tokens for each unit of fruit picked. The tokens could then be exchanged for cash or other forms of payment. One of the most prominent pioneers in the pinelands of South Jersey was the woman who helped engineer the large, plump, sweet hybrid blueberry which we know today. Elizabeth White, known as Miss Lizzie, and the story of her brilliant career starting at White's Bog in the late 1800s can be read about or watched on video. Sit, relax, and enjoy several short YouTube videos available on cranberry and blueberry industries in New Jersey. The agricultural display continues with more examples of early tools used by small farming families. Eventually, farms grew to hundreds of acres, and large, modern, sophisticated machines replaced primitive handheld tools. The soil and climate in South Jersey was not only perfect for growing berries, but other fruits gained popularity, such as apples, peaches, melons, and more. Vegetables of all types also thrived: tomatoes, russet and sweet potatoes, and corn. Browse through several panels of early photos of Hammonton's farming industry. Our agricultural exhibit is a temporary display which the Historical Society hopes to expand through the summer and fall of 2024 before dismantling or perhaps replacing with related exhibits. Other displays in the museum are more permanent, the largest being our Veterans display. The Historical Society is located on the back side of Veterans Memorial Park and is honored to display uniforms and memorabilia from Hammonton veterans. Read their personal stories and diaries and learn of the sacrifices of our local heroes. Albums of veterans' pictures and clippings from wartime newspapers are available to read. Several other displays in the museum include beautiful examples of glass slag. The first center of Hammonton, as early as 1812, was the area around the foot of Hammonton Lake, Whitehorse Pike, then known as Hammonton Road, and Pleasant Mills Road. Coffin's Mill was a lumber mill run by William Coffin. Mr. Coffin later expanded into glass manufacturing, which also became professions for his sons, Bodine, John Hammond, and Edward Winslow Coffin. Of course, Hammonton at one time had a D in its name, Hammondton, named for John Hammond Coffin, and Winslow named after son Edward Winslow. Hammonton became a major producer of glass flags. Glass production spread to Winslow, Vineland, Glassboro, and Millville. The museum has a wonderful collection of glass bottles, flasks, and jars representing many Hammonton businesses and industries. Their names and locations on these bottles. Examples are Ma's Root Beer, J&K, Nesbitt's, Eastern Beverage, and milk bottles such as Collins Dairy. I'd like to continue with a look at William Kessler, a giant figure in our town from the 1920s through the 1960s. The Kessler Clothing Factory employed hundreds of workers from Hammonton and provided a good working man's wage to support their families. This sculpture is a great remembrance of the factory and all the types of skilled laborers needed to run the factory. We also have displayed an example of one of the most desired suits that the Kessler factory made, the Hammonton Park suit. Many senior residents of Hammonton recall their days working at Kessler's. In his honor, a hospital was dedicated at the foot of Hammonton Lake. Although no longer a hospital, it still serves the community as a healthcare facility. Hammonton is a town rich in religious history. Research the early Presbyterian and Methodist histories, as well as the later Catholic and Jewish religions. Thank you for joining me on this tour. Visit our webpage, historicalsocietyofhammonton.org, for more photos, oral histories of prominent persons in town, donation opportunities, and more. I look forward to presenting other short videos in the future, detailing some of the more interesting artifacts in the museum. Stay tuned. In the meantime, join us at the museum every Tuesday from 10 a.m. until noon, and every Saturday from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Our monthly presentations are also open to the public, free of charge, the first Thursday of every month from September through June at the Canoe Club at Hammonton Lake Park. Check out the Hammonton Gazette for notices of all upcoming meetings, or to read Yesterday's Hammonton with tidbits of Hammonton's history, published weekly. Thanks for watching.